And she sent me an email with her story. She was going to try and come, and I had them sign it, and I certainly will get it right here. Okay. Saturday, January 13th, or Saturday, January 3rd, 1 to 4 a.m., Niagara Falls Hospital site. Breathing problems, 1 triage nurse in emergency, 2 secretaries. Heard only 1 doctor on time. Many ambulances came through between 1 and 4 a.m. Triage nurse going to ambulances each time an emergency patient had no one. Receptions had to go to get her, and there were wait times for her. Solutions, 1 receptionist, at least 2 triage nurses, and definitely at least 1 more doctor. Washroom in the emergency area waiting disgusting, as well as waiting area. 1 case came from Fort Erie by ambulance, 12 hours earlier, having a heart attack. Young man. 2nd case waiting for her husband over 8 hours. Many more reported as we sat waiting in the waiting room. All over 6 hours, frustrated with new system. I suggested to them they needed to find where to write letters and to write them. Comments, nobody listens. Why bother? Who do you write to? It's a done deal. They don't care about us people. A comment from one who is supporting another, lives in Toronto, and they have a team for things like stitches, another team of professionals for heart patients, etc., and they don't have this long waiting list or waiting lines. I left. I signed out of Niagara Falls at 4 a.m. Nurse said I might be next, but you never know how long a wait would be in the back. I had worked a double shift at work on January 2nd from 8 a.m., and now it was 4 a.m. January 3rd, so quite tired and very sick. I asked her to call Fort Erie. She kindly did. They said, come right down. I told her I wasn't sure what Fort Erie offers in services, and she said she wasn't sure either, but they said, come right down. It was steadily snowing outside, but my husband wanted to do this. At the very beginning, I wanted to call to Fort Erie, but he said, from all his reading, and he reads a lot on the subject, that Fort Erie had nothing to offer. We'd waste our time there. Now he was willing to give it a try. Fort Erie site, 2 triage nurses on. Serviced quickly, approximate time, 4:30ish. No receptionist on until 8 a.m. Guess the cutback, but lots more sense to have 2 nurses on. 1 doctor on here as well. Doctor wanted x-rays, but heard them talking, and x-ray had just left. This was approximately at 5 a.m. Doctor ordered a bit of treatment for me, and it was accomplished. The doctor didn't return until around 6:15-ish a.m. Nurse told me he wanted to see how I was doing and if treatment helped. If then, he would need a chest x-ray. Doctor returned asking me how bad was my pain, between 1 to 10. He woke me out of the deep sleep gas. I told him 6, and off he went. I snagged, literally, I had to make an effort for him to pay attention to me. A doctor walking down the hallway around 7. Nurses weren't around. Told you you were, raising his voice, just waiting for an x-ray technician. Asked him not to yell at me. I was just trying to gain info. He raised his voice again. I told you. He walked off. About half an hour later, saw a new nurse on, asked her what was going on, and she said, just a minute, I'm busy. She came back again, and this time I followed her, as again it had been more time. I just wanted to know when this x-ray was coming, and no one gave me time or information. She said, I can't help you now, I'm busy with someone else, and I don't know what she said. Well, I said, well, I might as well go home. Can the doctor give me some medicine? I just want to feel better and get some sleep. I could have had a dose of medicine by now. She said to me, yes, go home. I said, excuse me. She was quite rude. I said, if I spoke to people I worked for like that, I'd be fired. She had walked off by this time, and I was wasting my time. But I was just so tired and felt awful. She came back after and said the x-ray doesn't come in until 8. I told her I didn't know, and I apologized for being impatient, but I'd had no sleep. She said they'd come and get me when they came in. At least I knew now what was going on. Next time she came back, she apologized to me that she came in on shift and it was bedlam. Not sure how that could be, as there seemed to be only 2 patients, myself and a baby. Neither here nor there, she was quite unprofessional, overstressed, as the doctor was due with the whole mess and the new changes. I feel she apologized, so I wouldn't turn her in. There was no excuse for that, but I do understand everyone is dealing with all of this. We left at 9, therefore 8 hours dealing with this mess of health care. A comment made by a nurse on the first shift at Fort Erie site stated feelings that soon could see Fort Erie being 14 hours being open. Then why bother, I think. Something does need to change, and we do need to get a handle on this before any more damage is done. I see more staff as needed, the right staff. Courtesy, no matter the situation. Still do their jobs properly. If x-ray service is available, then patients shouldn't have to wait 2 hours for that service. Team ideas as Toronto has at each hospital, or at least the ones we have emergencies in. Don't cut so drastically, especially at these sites. Ambulances have their own staff. This is a biggie, and if not a busy night, then they help out in emergency. Change the higher-ups making decisions. They do not know what they're doing. Cleaning staff should be trained properly. Fort Erie was cleaner than the Falls, and there's no excuse for filth. Thank you.